Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Rum Regret podcast. I am Andy Drake.
Johanna Myers.
Nate Tussey, and we drink and we know things.
And tonight, he's back. Ladies and gentlemen, the man, the myth, the legend, Austin Dickinson is here with us, everybody. Austin, how are you?
Great.
Good?
Glad to be here again.
Excellent.
Always a fun time.
Yeah, thanks for coming on. And tonight we're going to be talking reactions to James Gunn, The Suicide Squad, and what we thought of it, reactions, reviews, fun ups, downs, whatevers. And we'll I don't know. I think we'll just get into it. I do have a streaming selection of the week though that I feel compelled to bring, and this sort of goes in with Joe's Horror Corner, so I'm combining the two. But the Fear Street trilogy on Netflix. You guys got to watch it if you haven't already. Such a great trilogy of movies, and it was so cool that they released them, within a week of each other. So we got just a really cool film trilogy from some decent source material, over 3 weeks, and no huge actors to really speak of, but it's just a really great story, and I didn't really know a whole lot about going into it, but yeah, if you have the time, check out Fear Street. You will love it. I guarantee it.
Yeah, I watched the first one and it was really good, but I haven't watched the other two, so it's on the list.
Cool. Yeah, I was wondering how it was all gonna sort of tie together, but no, they really tied the room together, so it was really good. Yeah.
I have a streaming suggestion since we're starting with that topic. If I could
Let's go.
hop on the bandwagon real quick there. So a good friend of mine, April, recommended this. It looks like it was a Showtime or Cinemax show that they canceled, and then HBO picked it up. So it's called Warrior. So it's basically like a really good kung fu, like action-packed martial arts movie or show that actually has a really good plot. It's set in the 1870s in San Francisco's Chinatown, like the founding of the Chinatown in San Francisco.
Oh, wow.
And it's fucking... So, full warning, it is a very hard show to watch. So think about what was happening back then. You have the major factions are like the city politicians / police, and then you have the Irish as a separate faction, and then you have the Chinese. And just think about how all of those different groups are marginalized, specifically the Chinese at that point in time. They show you all of that shit. It's fucking brutal. That being said, the action sequences are flawless. They're mostly single cam shoots, and the stars that are the martial artists in this are fucking, like, it's mind blowing how good this show is. So if you like martial arts stuff at all, and it's also a really cool, like, glimpse into history kind of thing, definitely check it out. It's called Warrior. It's on HBO Max. 2 seasons are already in the can, and then there was such a cliffhanger at the end that HBO picked it up, and they're going to produce a 3rd season. So,
nice.
Yeah, so super good stuff.
And Nate, and you're going to be happy that we're recording this. I'm going to say it. Nate, you were right. I got through the...
Sorry.
Yeah.
This needs to be my ringtone. Hello?
Nate,
what are we talking about?
Harley Quinn on HBO. That is such a fantastic show. Isn't it
phenomenal?
Dude, it is incredible. Initially, when I watched the trailer, I was taken back by Kaylee Cuoco's sort of voice for it.
Right.
Yeah. Totally doesn't matter. It does not matter. She totally knocks us out of the park. So yeah.
Best version of Harley, best version of Ivy. I think both for me. Sorry, go ahead, Austin.
Yeah.
Oh no, that one's been on there for a bit. I think I've seen some of them.
Yeah, so they released the first 2 episodes on YouTube, but now they're all on HBO Max.
Oh, they're all on.
Yeah,
okay.
They're all on HBO Max now.
It's phenomenal.
Yeah, no, I just finished the first season, and it's incredible. It's such a good Yeah. So again, I will say it for posterity, Nate. You were right.
Wait, hang on. I'm still in my refractory period. You can't come back at me again. I mean, that was twice and then 3 times in 5
I'm
minutes.
sorry. I will give you.
Hang on.
I'm
about to pass out. Hang on. Oh my god.
How's the Marvel Minute looking, Nate?
It's looking good. Does anybody else have streaming suggestions while we're on that topic? Real quick, let's run it around the room.
I think the only thing that I've recently started was we started watching Yellowstone.
Nice.
Okay.
Oh god, it's good.
One, dude, yeah. Like the first season, the first episode of the first season grabs you, and like we were up till like 4 a.m.
Yeah.
We're in season 2 now, and it's good.
This is the Kevin Costner TV show that takes place in Yellowstone Valley. Like it's fucking amazing.
The Dutton Ranch.
Yeah, so good.
Yeah.
Thoroughly impressed.
Okay.
I think that's on
and
Peacock, I think.
Yeah.
Peacock.
There you go.
Okay. Yeah, and we just finished Sweet Tooth last night too. That was
nice.
Was incredible. Yeah.
Yeah, really good.
Yeah. So
that was definitely one at the end. I was like, okay, give me the next season now. Come on.
Right.
Yeah,
like
I know. Right. I was angry that was I wasn't expecting that to be the last episode. Like I didn't realize it when we were watching it, and then it was just like, oh, suggestions. I'm like, no, damn you!
Isn't that the worst?
Bamboozled.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
So anyway, yeah, that was that was really good. All right, cool. So Nate's
do we do Marvel Minute before we spend the rest of it on the DC, so Andy can go into his refractory period.
Let's get your Marvel Minute out of the way. Nate's Marvel Minute.
Okay. So quite a bit happening in Marvel this week. The biggest thing, one thing that is unconfirmed that's huge is that Disney is cutting ties with Scarlett Johansson over this lawsuit. I've seen that all on like bottom feeder websites all over the place, but it hasn't been officially announced. So we'll just say rumored to be, allegedly to be, perhaps coming down the pipe, but it would be a very bad move on their part to do that. So hopefully that's just kind of gossip. What else? Marvel's What If series started this week. Animated take on the long-running Marvel comic book, where it was the Watcher, which is this giant celestial being, basically, that can see all multiverses at once and everything that happens at once. And his job is to just record history. So he's basically, the way that they're doing the show is is it Jeffrey Wright from Westworld is voicing the Watcher.
Right.
Then he does a pretty good job at it. Yeah. And the introduction speech from the Watcher is pulled pretty much verbatim from the comic book, because they do the same intro speech every time.
Right.
Nice.
Like, my job is to watch and not interfere and that kind of thing. So
yeah,
it was pretty cool. The first episode, it's all over the internet, so this isn't spoiling anything, is what if Peggy Carter became Captain Britain, basically. Or I think it's what if Steve Rogers, what is the actual name? What if Peggy Carter became Captain Britain, I think is what it is. So the idea is they're doing like shot-for-shot remakes of the movie, the first Avengers movie. So it has like the whole setup with the big like tube coffin thing in the middle that Steve Rogers is getting ready to get turned into Captain America. And then, shit happens. And then the Watcher's voice comes in and he's like, now right here, here's the moment where it changes to a new reality kind of thing. And then I'll just leave it from there. I won't spoil anything because it's really good.
Well, 3 out of 4 of us have watched it already, I'm assuming.
I have not watched it.
That's correct. Yeah, which one is doing their own thing? And it's Joe. So,
okay. So I could probably talk about it then, Joe. I don't want to spoil it for you.
No, go for it. It's fine.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? I won't do that, because maybe let's do a What If show later down there after there's a couple episodes, and then we can talk about them.
That's not a bad idea. Yeah.
My general impression was I get what they're going with it. It was really kind of rough to put all of that into a half hour. So it seemed like it literally felt like I had my TV playing at like 1.5 speed because there was so much happening, and it was literally looked like some of it was sped up. So that's really my only criticism of it. Otherwise, Addie was fucking over the moon. So now I need to figure out how to vinyl wrap my Captain America shield so she can be Peggy Carter.
With a Union Jack, yeah.
Jesus. So she's got like Scarlet Witch. Let's see, what else? Captain Marvel. Now it's Captain Britain and Harley Quinn and Sylvie from the Lokis. Like, pick something. Oh, her and her best friend are also want to do like Black Widow and Yelena Belova. You know, like the sisters. Like, okay, fuck. I need a list of things I need to print. Okay, just figure it out, and I need like a month of lead time at least.
Give me an itemized list, and here's your lead time. Yeah,
exactly.
I am starting a petition right now that for Halloween everybody needs to go as Loki variants. Like everyone.
That'd be so cool.
And we all just walk around as Loki variants, and we
as a Loki variant,
and we can build
as our own Loki variant. Yes.
Be your own Loki, but we all just need to be Loki variants. I think that's it. And then
I like it.
Yeah, well, then one dude needs to be Mobius. It'll just be Owen Wilson. We'll get Owen Wilson to be Mobius.
I mean, it's such a great idea. If we could put together a Kickstarter, the $2 million stretch goal is we get Owen Wilson for a day.
Right? Yeah.
It's funny to say that. I saw a meme just like I think it was yesterday. It was like it doesn't matter what your size, shape, body type, or gender is when you pick your costume. Now you're just a variant.
Right.
Nice.
It doesn't matter who you cosplay. Now you're just a variant.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I have cheap parents variant. This is my last minute costume variant.
You go for a gray jacket and just stencil variant on the back.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. Nice.
Good stuff. That's really all I have for the Marvel Minute. I know there's a lot of other stuff that's going on, but let's. I'm kind of anxious to get to the main event.
Yeah, no, I am too, because you so smartly withheld your review of the Suicide Squad in the chat. So I'm very excited to get into it, especially with you and everybody else here. But let's jump into our review of James Gunn, the Suicide Squad. Now, this was sort of born from his sort of firing from Marvel, and then DC was like, "Hey, we'll have you make a DC movie, and you sort of pick what you want to do." And because at first they pitched him a Superman movie, and he said no, I want to do that. But I recently read too that he initially wanted this Suicide Squad to be a sort of turned Superman movie, which is essentially what the video game is going to be when the video game comes out next year. Yeah. So anyway, so DC sort of picked him up and said, "Hey, you can do whatever you want. What do you want to do?" And he immediately went for the Suicide Squad. And they basically gave him full reign. And they gave him like a couple notes of just, and he said, do I need to keep any of the cast? And they said, well, we really like Harley as Margot Robbie as Harley. But for the most part, you can go. And I guess he called a bunch of people from the original movie and essentially kept who he kept and then went. So anyway, my initial reaction of this movie is I really liked it. I thought it was good. I thought it was way better than the David Ayer's Suicide Squad. And all the chatter around that movie too was that he didn't get to release his cut. And there is a release the Ayer cut sort of movement happening, but he pretty much said that's never going to happen. However, he did say that his cut exists out there, and there wouldn't be a whole lot to do around it. So who knows? Maybe we'll get to see it someday. Maybe we won't. But again, I think it's a great movie. I really enjoy this movie. Let's just go around the room. What were your sort of initial reactions after seeing this movie? Austin, what do you think?
I'm all on board with this. It was such a phenomenal movie, and like from the get go, like 10 minutes into it, you're like, "What the fuck just happened?" and
Right.
then you pick back up, and it was just, oh my god. It was funny. It had the right amount of action. It had the right amount of character development. It had everything in it to make it a great movie, and I love it.
And this felt like a comic book movie.
It did.
Like, you know, like it wasn't a comic book movie trying to be sort of nested in the real world. You know, like they didn't try to over explain it, like,
right.
You know, and make it. I mean, just the character design, some of the outfits. Weasel alone looks straight like out of a comic book. Like, you know, I mean,
is he a werewolf? Is he a werewolf?
Yeah.
Is he a werewolf?
I think he's an Afghan hound. No, just I mean, but it was, like I said, it was stylistically though, it, you know, even though it was live action, it felt like the most like what a comic book movie I think should feel like. Yeah,
I can agree with you on that one.
Yeah. So Joe, as finishing just minutes before we pressed record,
literally.
Yeah.
So I had to write down because I kind of did a little live tweeting. So
okay.
I was like, okay, first of all,
How did I miss that? Damn it.
I 110% was not high enough for this movie.
Word. Oh my god, it'd be so much better under the influence.
So it starts out with a coked out weasel and gets weirder from there.
Yeah.
So let me get this gay. Some government broad channeling CCH Pounder puts together a team that includes Drax's shark variant, Willard's narcoleptic daughter, a walking twister board with mother issues, Captain America from Wish, and Idris Elba to find Sparkplug Pinhead to take them to find a giant eyeball starfish. And they pick up Harley Quinn on the way.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
So, did I get it right?
Yeah, that you need to be putting that shit on our fucking Twitter page. What are you doing?
I'm gonna clip the audio, and this is gonna be the trailer for the.
Holy
this is amazing.
shit! Oh, that's the best thing ever.
Oh god.
Yeah, I'm still literally just like, what the hell did I just watch?
Oh my god, that could almost be the treatment as you just grab that screenshot, that tweet.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Oh man. But that being said, it was a very entertaining movie.
It's not a toilet, it's a symbol of freedom. Freedom.
Oh, and his giant phallic pistol.
Right.
Like, okay, you don't need a silencer that goddamn long.
Yeah.
Dude, his
just spit.
Came up my nose. Oh.
Did you guys miss me?
his lines in that movie were phenomenal, though. The freaking the beach full of dicks.
Right. Yeah.
For liberty, I'd gladly do it.
Yeah.
Gladly. It's like, what the fuck?
Why would people put penises all over the beach? Who knows what crazy men do?
Right.
Oh man, but I definitely have to watch this movie again to get its full potential because I watched it in 2 parts, and the first part I was like literally just like, I don't know if I'm gonna like this because I am so fucking confused.
Yeah,
like, did I miss something?
Mm-hmm.
Is this a sequel and I missed the first half?
Yeah, that's exactly what I was gonna say. They treat the movie treats the audience like it's a sequel.
Man,
100%.
By the end of it, though, I was like, okay, this is a lot of fun.
Yeah.
You're right. You do need to be like 3 to 4 beers deep or something, just to be able to mellow out and not overanalyze everything, especially with
that are not
like
too many beers deep to where you're just totally just like, I don't get it. I don't fucking get it. Like,
I just want to laugh at the giant starfish.
Oh, the starfish, man. When
starfish is slang for butthole. Any connection?
Yeah, and his brown eye is literally a brown eye.
Yeah.
Oh god.
And he's got little tiny face huggers things coming out of his armpit. I'm like,
oh good. Oh
I'm
yeah,
so
Starro finishes on an entire city. He just like,
right. Exactly.
Oh.
Yeah. Oh man.
Yeah.
Oh god.
Yeah, Doctor
What else
Who
you got,
is
Joe?
a spark plug pinhead. I'm like,
Yeah.
there was a moment where I was like, I kind of feel like I'm in a Doctor Who episode because I'm looking at the Doctor, and then
Right.
the Captain dude kind of looks like not Iron Man.
Captain America from Wish, right? Yeah.
No, but they look like Andy, help me. What are the Iron guys from Doctor Who? I'm so fired.
No, not Daleks, but
no, the other guys, Cyberman.
Yes,
he actually
Cyberman.
kind of looks like a Cyberman.
Right. Yeah. No, absolutely. Yeah.
Smart plug pinhead. That's fucking amazing.
God.
Oh.
That needs to be a T-shirt on our fucking website. Oh my god.
Right. Yeah.
I will get on it.
There you go. Yeah.
But yeah, I after I enjoyed it, and I'm gonna have to watch it again, either high or soberish, figure it out. But yeah, that's my review of Suicide Squad.
I don't know how we finish that. I mean, I think we're done. I think that's it. I think that period.
I don't
Thank
really
you.
have anything. I can't beat that. So shit.
All right. Nate, follow that.
Yeah, that's not possible. So I'll just drop a couple short comments then. Yeah, so I think we messaged back and forth about what is the most James Gunn movie that for James Gunn to ever gun. And right. I think you said that this was the most James Gunn movie you thought you ever saw, and I kind of came back with Guardians because that's really was my your
standard
James Gunn standard, yeah.
Which I seconded that.
Yeah,
and
sure.
I do stand by that.
Yeah, and then Andy was like, "Oh, it's fucking Marvel." It's like it has nothing to do with where it's from. It's I think it's a better movie, but I think you're right, though, Andy. I think this is the most James Gunn movie I've ever seen. Let me repeat that so you can get out of your refractory period again. Andy, I think you're right. and a lot of it is not for good reasons, in my opinion. So to Joe's point, it felt like a sequel, which I'm fine with, but a lot of people are going to be confused as fuck as to what the hell happened in the first act there. Right. There's no character development at all, with the exception of Idris Elba replacing Will Smith with exactly the same character and exactly the same motivation.
Right.
Which is ridiculous. Out of all the characters in DC, Cat just puked on the carpet. Fuck. Pause, please.
Pause.
1 sec.
Pausing.
Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby to get ourselves a treat.
Delicious things to eat.
The popcorn can't be beat. The sparkling drinks are just dandy. The chocolate bars and the candy. So let's all go to the lobby to get ourselves a treat. Let's all go to the lobby to get ourselves a treat.
Yeah.
Right, except for the Will Smith replacement. I love Idris Elba, don't get me wrong, and he nails it, but it's the exact same character. So think of all the other DC characters he could have played.
He pet the rat at the end. That's character development, right?
Sure, that's true. He actually has a character arc in that movie. That's a good point. Yeah, I mean, I really liked what they did overall. I thought it was a fun movie. It's definitely, I've heard a lot of people saying it's like the best DC movie ever made, which I'm completely against. It's definitely better than the first one, than the original Suicide Squad movie. But that's a bad comparison because that movie is the worst DC movie ever made. Yeah. So I don't want to compare it to that. I think James Gunn does a great job making a James Gunn movie. The whole A-Team introduction and then the immediate deaths were really kind of, I get why he did it because it kind of, what the fuck? But I wanted to see what happened with the A-Team kind of thing. Right. I mean, I'm glad Nate Fillion got his face on the screens in the DC movie, which is great.
I was going to say, that's kind of a waste of Nathan Fillion, though.
Big time. The detachable kid.
Right.
What the fuck?
And what's with the coked out weasel? I don't understand.
Yeah. That's why they're making a sequel, because now he's running loose on the island.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
They loved him enough to bring him back at the end.
Well, they really missed out on the opportunity for like Ratcatcher 2 to be able to control Weasel. That would be fucking awesome. Like,
that would have been funny. Yeah.
But they're pretty damn close. Yeah, overall, I mean, obviously, it looked amazing. John Cena absolutely stole this movie. Him and King Shark together, I think, pretty much stole the movie. I did like Polka Dot Man a lot more than I thought I was going to. Whole everything's his mom. I was dying every time that happened. I fucking died.
Yeah.
That was amazing. That could be a good treatment too. It's just the Suicide Squad, like the whole squad picture, but all of the faces are his mother.
Right. Yeah.
Which would be good. He got to be a real hero for 0.5 seconds and then was smashed by the calamari.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I heard you guys talking when I was doing cleanup duty there. So yeah, Starro is the original Justice League villain. That's like their first big bad, I think. So he's dead. It's definitely canon, and it looks amazing.
Yeah.
And Austin, I don't know if you've seen there's a lot of 3D printed files online now for Starro and all the little stars that you can grab. And there's some really good ones.
I'm making a note right now.
Yeah. There's
randomly all over the house.
There's a YouTube guy that I follow, Uncle Jesse, and he does a bunch of like 3D printing tutorials and stuff like that, and reviews a bunch of different gear. And he just went through a printout of one of those. It's pretty cool.
Oh, nice!
Shout out to Uncle Jesse. What else? I really loved King Shark in this. Honestly, so the best version of King Shark for me is Ron Funches as King Shark in the animated Harley series. But if I have to have a different King Shark, I like the one from The Flash really well as also. Really well as also. That's not the right way to say English. I can English really well right now. Jesus Christ. I need a beer. King Shark is one of my like favorite bad guys because I was obsessed with sharks as a kid. I don't like them making him super stupid, but the super stupid sly version of King Shark was fucking great.
Right.
So,
yeah. I thought that
being
was
his
good.
Voice coach. No, we need you to be dumber.
Right.
Out a little bit more.
I mean, Sly's voice coach has got to be the easiest job on the planet.
Right.
Bird. Nailed it, Sly.
We got that one. We can move on.
Now I get off the mic. Or the comms. Like, fuck. But, I mean, in general, it was a fun movie. I liked it a lot. I don't think it's the best DC movie made. I think it's definitely up there, just because of the James Gunniness of it and some really great performances. I dug Harley in this movie a lot. I wish there was more of her in the movie. I think Birds of Prey really did a lot more for Harley than this movie did. And I love that movie a lot. But in general, I liked it a lot. I'm not sure what I would give it as far as a score, even though I've seen it twice. I probably would have to, I don't know, maybe an 8 at the high end for me.
Okay. All right.
But that's just me being super critical.
Right.
If it was a Marvel movie, it'd be a 9.
Right. Yep. Yeah.
Obviously, I'm kidding.
Yeah. But no, when I said that this was the most James Gunn movie ever made, a lot of it did come from is that if Marvel, like, I don't think that Marvel would ever give James Gunn like full license to go there, you know,
to go James Gunn.
Right. I don't know that he could have made. I mean, like, he's essentially made.
Guardians of the Galaxy would be pretty fucking gnarly.
No,
but you're right. They would never let him make it.
No, I don't.
They'd never let him go full gun.
Right. Yeah. Right. So but that's like I said, and I think that because they just wanted a James Gunn movie, and they gave him all right, you go to town, you write your movie, you know, you film it and make it happen. Right. Yeah. And so, and just the fact too that it was a quasi sequel reimagining, you know, of the Suicide Squad, and
it's a what if.
You know, right? Exactly. It is. It is a what if. Yeah. But no. Yeah. Is it the best DC movie ever made? No. Is it top 5? Probably. You know, it's close in terms of like fun and action, and like you can talk about character development, but these are characters you're really not supposed to care about. you know?
Especially the first team.
Right. Yeah. 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 So anyway, but no, I just thought it was cool to see Harley in one of her classic outfits sitting a rocket launcher to a beach, you know. I thought that was cool. Yeah, King Shark totally steals it too. I'm curious to see how if they're gonna redeem Peacemaker in the series. Peacemaker's getting a companion series on HBO Max that they just finished filming and everything. So, like, I'm curious to see where his character goes past this. I agree, he was definitely one of the high points of the film. And originally, Dave Bautista was supposed to play this.
Right.
It was supposed to be Peacemaker, but he did Army of the Dead instead.
Probably a good call on his part.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
Well, yeah, he loves James Gunn, so it probably was a conflict that he couldn't get out of. I would think is more than likely, because he was one of the guys calling for Gunn to be reinstated like immediately after Marvel.
Oh yeah,
tanked him.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm super excited about it. I think the Peacemaker show, is that supposed to be post Starro or pre Starro Peacemaker? Do we know?
I think it's post, because in the post credit they were like they brought him back with a whole purpose.
Oh duh, yeah. I thought that was the end credit scene for like another movie. I didn't know if that was tying in directly with the show. Yeah, fair point.
Yeah, he's just gotta save the fucking world.
Right.
Yeah.
Again.
And that's because Superman got an eyeball stuck to his head. But that was talked about, to Andy's point earlier, that originally Gunn was like, oh, dude, Superman with the Starro eye on him. Oh.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah. Yeah. Right. Yeah. So do you think now they did an interview with James Gunn where he said that he's not necessarily done in the DC universe yet. So aside from the Peacemaker series that they might make more, not necessarily another Suicide Squad movie, but he might go like he's doing with Peacemaker, go deeper into another character here. So I wouldn't mind a Ratcatcher origin story with her and
Taika.
Yeah, that would be amazing.
Taika and his heroin addiction. That would be our fucking great family story.
Oh, God.
Right. Yeah.
Let's snuggle up in the rats. I can't. Right. I don't have money for fire because I used it on my arm.
Right. Yeah. So
the rats are enabling his habit.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. So anyway, I mean, I don't know what any like particular high points for you guys or ultra low points aside from cracked out weasels and
the Wish Captain America.
Drax's shark variant.
Yeah, that's really good too.
Yeah.
Oh man, I gotta say that two of the big high points for me were both Harley. When she goes into the little bit about like dating shitty men.
Right.
That was like,
the guy after they boned down. Yeah.
Yeah.
That was like for me it was like poignant. I'm like, oh Harley, I want to hug you, and don't worry, Poison Ivy's gonna come and you're gonna be fine.
Exactly right.
Right.
Yeah. She grew up.
And the whole scene, her whole fight scene with the flowers and everything, I was just like, that's fucking cool.
Yeah.
That was pretty cool.
Yeah.
That whole sequence at the end where she's like, "Oh, you guys are coming to rescue me. I can go back inside."
Right. Yeah.
Blood sports. That's kind of patronizing, isn't it?
Right.
Right. Yeah.
One of my favorite scenes was the trying to outdo each other, killing the rebel gorillas.
Oh yeah. Oh my god.
Between Bloodsport and what's his name, Captain whatever.
Peacemaker.
Peacemaker.
Yeah.
Yeah. where they're trying to one up each other, going through this encampment of guerrillas or whatever, and then at the end they find out those are the like the guys trying to fight the regime and everything. And they went, "We didn't see anybody. I don't know what you're talking about." And then King Shark spits out a finger. So good.
Awesome.
Non-lethal, that doesn't count.
Right.
Exploding rounds, wait for it.
Yeah.
No one likes to show off. They do when you're showing off cool fucking shit.
Right. Yeah.
That's not the line, but it's something like that, and it's hilarious.
Yeah.
That whole scene was probably one of my favorites.
Yeah. Yeah. I thought, those, like I said, there were a bunch of little like elements in this movie that really, were good. And it's almost impossible to do character development in a movie like this just because there are so many people. But the people that he did focus on, I thought he did do decently well. I mean, just like, would you have ever thought you would have cared that Polka Dot Man lived or died? Ever, you know? And I mean, who doesn't want a Sebastian running around? I mean, come on. You forgot Sebastian at the restaurant.
Yeah, gives him the drink.
Drunk rat.
Right.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm with you, Nate. I think it's a solid 8. I think it's a good, it's a totally fun movie. For like, it would have been great if I think this would have been a better movie if the first Suicide Squad movie did not exist.
100%. 100%. Yeah.
Yeah. If that wasn't there and this was your first sort of like your first foray into this universe, you would have been like it would have been DC's Guardians of the Galaxy. It definitely would have been that. And it would have spawned more, I think. But yeah,
I think they could totally do more Suicide Squad movies, but they need to make them like, oh God, what was that old franchise where it's basically like Suicide Squad versus whatever, kind of like old kaiju movies almost, where the Suicide Squad is your team and they're going after whatever, and just make that the naming convention for the movie, just like the comic book runs or something like that.
Like when they did the Suicide Squad versus Starro, like that.
Right.
That could have been the title for this movie, and then have the next one. Yeah, Suicide Squad versus, ice cream cone with a butthole and an eye. Who
knows? I mean, as long as it has a butthole, we're there to see it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Giant butthole and an eye.
Oh my God.
God.
Jeez. I don't know if you had to score this, Austin. What would you give this movie?
I'd have to agree with you guys. I'd have to say it was a good solid 8. It was fun, entertaining. I have to agree that you probably needed a little more alcohol than I had.
Right.
Get the movie, but no, it was all around. It was a great movie. I liked it. I'd say it was a good solid 8.
Yeah. Joe, if you had to score it,
I would go 7.
Okay.
Respect.
Right. Yeah.
I mean, and back to the whole, which is the most James Gunn movie ever. Like, Guardians still holds the golden cup in my eyes of, James Gunn movies, and also, just superhero movies in general. Like, I love that movie so much.
Yeah, so. Guardians is a better movie, hands down.
Absolutely.
I think the Suicide Squad has more Gunn in it because they let him
he had
do
more
that.
freedom.
Yeah, but that's just my 2 cents.
Yeah.
Cat, if you puke on this couch, you're in so much trouble.
So, like, if you guys, if you want to deep dive into sort of James Gunn and his affinity for the superhero team up movies, watch The Specials. And I don't know if I think I've forced Joe to watch this once because we were living together. Yeah. But Nate, I don't know, and Austin, I don't know if you've ever seen this or not.
I think
Anyway,
you've actually brought it up on the podcast before. At some point.
I'm pretty sure I have. But it's Thomas Hayden Church, Rob Lowe, Jamie Kennedy, Judy Greer. James Gunn wrote this movie. He didn't direct it, but it's about the 6th or 7th best superhero team in the world, and this is on the day where they're getting action figures made of them, and they have to go. So it's like them on an off day. This movie isn't for everybody. All right. And it's a very like, you're going to finish watching this movie if you decide to take the time, which you guys would be amazingly like awesome and great if you did, but you're going to sit there and say like, what the fuck did I just watch? Right. So I showed this to one of my friends once because I don't know what's wrong with me, but I love this movie. Right. And
the list is long and distinguished, Andy.
Right. Yeah. I showed it to one of my friends, and he's just like, "You brought me over for this?" I'm like, yeah. So anyway, it's a funny movie, but it does sort of give a little back into James Gunn if he had sort of creative control over, like full creative control over a story, sort of where it goes and what it does. And that's why while Guardians is a very James Gunn movie, I still think that Suicide Squad is definitely sort of the over the top sort of gunning at 100%, if you will, versus a like 93, 94 with Guardians, basically, without the dick jokes, right? And Harley coming in, sorry, I just went number 2. I mean, that's, like those are the little finishing touches that you get when you go full James Gunn, and that aside from, Marvel, keep it clean, but have your fun, right?
Fair enough.
Anyway, those are my that's my 8 cents on this. So that's it. So any closing thoughts? Any nuggets of wisdom? Any stories from the cat puke?
Jesus Christ. No, we're good.
And I do have one final thing.
Okay.
Awesome that he put the Pixies in it.
Yes.
When I started hearing "Hey," I was like, "Fuck yeah!"
Yeah.
That's the soundtrack for this was really good. Another James Gunn.
I mean,
great
the music was a
right.
little lackluster for me because Guardians soundtracks are amazingly epic.
Oh,
so
yeah,
I was kind of
sure.
just like, I'm a little bummed there wasn't such good music, and that kind of saved it for me.
Yeah. I didn't
Also, because I love that song.
Right. I didn't notice the music as much here as I did in Guardians. The music just necessarily didn't, not that it took me out of Guardians here and there, but it really complemented sort of what was happening in Guardians sort of at the time. This really wasn't like the music really didn't define anything for me here. While it was a great soundtrack, it just like it wasn't necessarily as poignant as the Guardians soundtrack was.
100%. Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah. All right. Closing thoughts. No more nuggets of wisdom. No more.
Sorry, can you say that in English?
Yes.
I don't know what that was.
No more.
He's speaking Harley Quinn gibberish.
Right. Yeah.
So the What If Marvel series is on Wednesdays on Disney Plus.
And Titans is also back. So HBO Max.
It is?
Yeah, Titans says came out tonight, as a matter of fact. So,
Shit.
Yeah. Austin, did you watch Titans?
I didn't. I was actually just about to say I need to get into that one.
Dude, jump
it's
in on
good.
it.
You'll
You will.
dig it.
Yeah, you will not
Yeah.
be angry at that show. That is such a good show. So HBO Max, you can catch up on it. All right. What did you guys? Yeah, I know. Really, I want a Polka Dot Man companion series. Although I don't know, would the mother joke get stale after a while?
Probably not.
Yeah, I don't know.
Probably, but in a James Gunn vehicle, I don't think there's any way it does. I mean,
Right.
the dancing in the club, and then smash
God.
cut to they all. The mother.
When he picks Starro as his mother,
Oh,
man.
like wrecking the building. I love it.
Look it, it's your mom.
All right.
That's so great.
Yeah. Oh man. Yeah. All right. Well, what did you guys think of the Suicide Squad? Let us know in the comments below. You can find us on Facebook at the Rum Regret Podcast. You could find us on Twitter at rum_regret. 800 followers on Twitter now. We're getting there. We're like at 820 today. Like it's
Nice.
crazy.
What?
Yeah.
Hashtag Modern Family.
I know. Yeah. Nate, where can they find you on the socials?
Avid Gamer, AV1D Gamer on all the socials and your gaming platforms of choice.
Nice. Joe, where can they find you?
At Joe Chickadee on all the socials or joechickadee.com.
Yeah. Austin, plug the Etsy store. Dude, show them the. I know the people listening can't see this, but Austin's, yeah, but the Patronus.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
We got to throw a screenshot in the show notes.
Yeah, well, yeah. So if you have good product
I'll
images,
send you some pictures.
All right.
But we've got a Harry Potter Etsy shop called the Rubber Ducky Co. Right now, we're getting ready to start launching Christmas ornaments and shelf sitter Patronuses, all out of 3D printed resin. We have 3D Deathly Hollows.
Oh, cool.
Ooh.
Have been. Jax just sold one today. But,
Nice.
We're also we in this. I guess later this fall, I'm going to be launching a Twitch and YouTube channel. It's going to be Dice and Degeneracy, and it's going to be a live stream of us nerds sitting around a table playing D&D.
Nice.
Hell yeah.
Well, hopefully it will pan out. But yeah, that's about it.
Okay. All right. There was a great, and I sent this to you guys in the chat and everything. But did you see the little celebrity D&D that they did around this game with Michael Rooker, Nathan Fillion, and I forget who else it was.
Jesus.
Yeah. So it was. I think it was. I want to say it was Nerdist, but I might be wrong. But like Nerdist did a little celebrity D&D roundtable with. God, I can't remember who the third guy was, and it's killing me. Anyway, it was a funny video. I'll resend it to you guys.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Because it was really funny. And anyway, you can find me at Crazy Drake on Facebook, Andrew Drake on Twitter, and until the next time, we have spoken.
Bird.
Hand.
Starfish is a slang term for a butthole. Think there's any connection?